This YCN segment is brought to you by Bubba's Bar and Grill on Lake Sunapee in Newberry Harbor.
Welcome to the New Hampshire Association of Broadcasters award-winning YCN Game of the Week. Tonight we are in Concord, New Hampshire for a semifinal clash between the I-89 rivals, the Cougars of Kearsarge and the Hawks of Hopkinton, in this Capital Area Holiday Tournament. YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by Bubba's Bar and Grill, offering fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, brick oven pizza, entrees, and award-winning seafood chowder. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire. MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist. La Valley Building Supply, home improvement and construction from concept to completion. Raleigh Lakeside Builders, specializing in custom and waterfront homes, shoreline protection, renovations, and full-scale design. Ramontos in Claremont, always fresh, always delicious. Top Stitch Embroidery, the best for your team, and so much more. And by Mascoma Savings Bank. With no shareholders to please, they are committed to remaining independent and to reinvesting profits in our community.
Good evening and welcome to Concord, New Hampshire. I'm Jeremy Stout. I'll be joined shortly by my broadcast partner, Andrew Zerhide. And tonight we have a matchup of undefeated teams in this early season tournament. And first, let's look at the Hopkinton Hawks. And Andrew, a team that is 4-0 on the young season. Couple guys who we should look for tonight. Who are those?
Yeah, so for the Hawks, we're going to be keeping an eye on a couple of seniors, Dustin Rose and Zachary Signor. Look for these upperclassmen to really be leading the offense here tonight.
And for the Kearsarge Cougars, also undefeated. They're led by a couple superstars, and they're coming off a Division III state championship, trying to move up to Division II. Off to a good start this year.
Yeah, they are. A couple of really big players. Number 23, Tommy Johnson, senior guard, as well as number 5, Taylor Matos. Look for these two all-state players to really be a force here.
All right, it's the Hawks and the Cougars, the YCN Game of the Week. It's next.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer.
YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by Bubba's Bar and Grill, offering fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, brick oven pizza, entrees, and award-winning seafood chowder. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire. MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist. La Valley Building Supply, home improvement and construction from concept to completion. Raleigh Lakeside Builders, specializing in custom and waterfront homes, shoreline protection, renovations, and full-scale design. Ramontos in Claremont, always fresh, always delicious. Top Stitch Embroidery, the best for your team, and so much more. And by Mascoma Savings Bank. With no shareholders to please, they are committed to remaining independent and to reinvesting profits in our community.
And now let's send it down to the public address announcer for tonight's starting lineups.
And now, for the starting lineup for the visiting team on the scoreboard from Kearsarge Regional. That's center, number 34, Noah Tremblay. Back guard, number 25, Joe Storusic. Back center, number 5, the big game, Taylor Matos. Back guard, number 23, Tom Johnson. And our forward, number 12, the birthday boy, Doug Hurting. And now, for the starting lineup for the team on the home scoreboard from Hopkinton High. Black guard, number 2, Caleb Yanakopoulos. Back guard, number 3, Kevin McGrath. Back guard, number 10, Zach Signor. Back guard, number 22, Dustin Rose. And our forward, number 32, Kevin Newton Delgado.
Welcome back. Starting lineups have been announced. Teams are ready to play, and we are set for tip-off. Kearsarge, Hopkinton, battle of undefeateds. And Hopkinton gets the opening tap. Jumper missed. Caleb Yanakopoulos. And the game is underway. Kearsarge Cougars moving the ball, and that's what they do, move the ball nicely. And then, as we mentioned, look for Taylor Matos. inside there, and nice defense. Kyle Hernan loses possession. Hawks run the other way, look to break. They don't have the number, so they'll slow it down and reset the offense.
Well, really going up against Kearsarge, they have a really strong paint game with two tall guys in Hernan and Matos, so got to try to shut down the paint and really choose to let Kearsarge shoot the ball, which they also can do, so you really got to pick your poison if you're going up against Kearsarge.
Hopkinton coming off a successful season as well. They went they are 4-0, but they went 20-3 last year. They lost to Stevens in the semifinals, as we see the bucket there, giving the Cougars the early 2-point lead. Hopkinton losing in the semifinals to Stevens, who also, Stevens in the finals lost to Kearsarge. So Kearsarge, Stevens, Hopkinton, familiar with each other. And two of the teams meet here in the holiday tournament. Shot up, no good. Nicely defended, but Yanakopoulos gets the rebound, and Hawks will set it back up. And as you talked about, Andrew, they're really having a tough time penetrating that defense, settling for these outside shots. Another one on the miss, and the rebound by Johnson. And this Kearsarge team, they'll look to get on the fast break, but if they can't do it, they'll pull it out, as we see, and run that offense through Matos and Johnson on the baseline. He gets it to go. Tom Johnson with the basket. And the 4-0 lead for the Cougars. Inside 6 minutes to play in the first quarter. Nice move baseline. Probably should have taken it himself, but instead passed it off, turned it over. Here's Johnson on the other end. 3-point attempt up, no good. Storzik isn't able to connect, but the put back there, and it's 6-0 Cougars. Finding their offense on second chance points. Have yet to get in a big rhythm, but cleaning up the glass.
Today's telecast is being brought to you in part by Top Stitch Embroidery, the best for your team and so much more. And by MJ Harrington, Jewelry and Designers in Newport, New Hampshire.
Matos with the rebound, gets it ahead to Johnson, but then he turns it over, and McGrath comes away with it. Reset, 3-point attempt, just off the mark. That's Rose. Johnson breaks the other way, 3-pointer. Can't get it to fall, but Matos is there for the putback. He'll go to the free throw line when we come back. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Harris Family Furniture in Plymouth, Laconia, and Chichester.
Welcome back. YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide. Foul on that one was against number 32, Kevin Newton-Delgado. Matos makes his first, extending the lead to 7 points, and he connects on his second. 8-0 lead in the early going for the Cougars. Full court pressure. Broken nicely by the Hawks, and there's the three-pointer. Yanakopoulos gets the Hawks on the board. 8-3, 4:25 to play in the first quarter.
Nice job by Caleb Yanakopoulos there, hitting that shot. He's, of course, the brother of Henry Yanakopoulos, a big basketball player for this team for many years. He graduated as a senior last year. I believe he was a first-team All-State player.
Matos, kind of a mid-range shot, didn't really find anything, and falls harmlessly out of bounds. The Hawks will take over and see if they've gotten some momentum back after their slow start. But then the big three-pointer, putting them on the board. And we've seen them basically settle for outside shots. Nice drive baseline, but defended nicely by Matos. And Newton-Delgado wasn't able to get it to fall. Tom Johnson on the other end. And Johnson puts it in. So 3:45 to play here, and it's basically all Kearsarge except for the one three-pointer. Kearsarge, really nice defense there on the baseline. Matos gets the steal. It's Matos and Johnson. They're going to run They don't have the numbers, but they feed it inside to Matos, and really just no stopping Matos and Johnson on that break. So 12-3 our score with 3:25 to go in the first quarter. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist.
Welcome back. YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide in Concord, New Hampshire, where the Hopkinton Hawks trail the Kearsarge Cougars 12-3, 3:24 to play here in the first frame. All Cougars so far in this early going. Matos with 6, Tom Johnson with 4, Kyle Hernan with 2, picked off there, and Cougars will go the other way. So out of the timeout, you've got to be disappointed if you're the Hawks. And a nice pull-up jumper, number 25 on that one, goes to Rosette. Out of that timeout, Coach Steven Signor can't be happy turning the ball over before they even get a shot and then giving up 2 points on the other end. This time will be free throws. And the Hawks at the line for the first time. First one is up, no good from Newton Delgado. Foul was on Matos, his first, team's first. Second one hits the front of the iron, bounces around, offensive rebound, saved. So the Hawks will get another chance.
Stay tuned at the end of our telecast for the H.R. Clough Kearsarge Heating Turning Up the Heat Player of the Game. We'll choose the team member that had the greatest impact.
Another offensive rebound, so the Hawks are really chasing down the ball, and that's the 3 ball from Kevin McGrath, doubling the point total for this Hawks team as they now trail 14-6. Good effort there by the Hawks. After missing both free throws, they were able to get a couple offensive rebounds, put it in.
Yeah, the Cougars having a little difficulty rebounding right now. Trying to need to box out a little bit more.
The scoop shot not able to go, and Matos gets the rebound. 3-point attempt on the run, number 34, Noah Tremblay. 17 points in this first quarter. Still got a couple minutes to go. See if the Hawks can find an answer.
Nice shot by Tremblay there. That's really what he does. He's a good guard, good at handling the ball, and knocks down a big 3.
Newton Delgado with the turnover, just lost the handle on that on the baseline. That wasn't even a forced error at all. I mean, this Hawks team has got to come up with an offense to penetrate. If they can't get inside and they don't want to try to get inside, they've got to come up with some ball screens, or they've got to come up with some switches, because they are really getting nothing in this first quarter. Johnson, nice kick out. 3-pointer, no good. Hawks with the rebound. And looking to break, getting a little overzealous, Zachary Signor, but then he gets it back. 3-on-2 break, see what they can do, and they go up for it. Is McGrath. He'll go to the free throw line and shoot a pair.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Ramontos in Claremont. Always fresh, always delicious. In addition to airing on our 3 TV stations, all YCN games are posted for your viewing anytime at ycnnow.com.
So it's clear that Hawks need to get something going. That was not a shooting foul. It looked like he was going up for the shot, but I guess I said it was on the ground. So on the floor, 3-point attempt, no good. Once again, getting a hand on the rebound, but tipped away. So inside a minute to play now. 17-6 our score in the first quarter. 3-pointer is woefully short. Tipped around, it will stay, I believe, Kearsarge basketball. Inside to Matos. Doesn't get his little jumper to go. And if you're the Hawks, on these breaks, it seems like they're running a little bit out of control. They got to set their offense, and then when they set their offense, got to do so a little bit more than that, as we see just driving into the lane and taking the first shot available. Luckily for the Hawks, they do get the rebound, and they'll have a chance. Well, this one will be on the floor as well, so they'll continue to have possession. 28 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Echo Communications. Call them for all of your printing needs. And by Raleigh Lakeside Builders, specializing in custom and waterfront homes, shoreline protection, renovations, and full-scale design. Check out their Facebook page.
Previous foul on Tom Johnson, his first, team's third. 14-foot jumper, but blocked by Matos. Offensive rebound for the Hawks. A nice drive on the left side. Nicely done by McGrath. And he's got 5 points. Inside 1 second. He does get the shot off, but it doesn't come close. So after 1 quarter of play here in Concord, the Cougars lead the Hawks 17-8. Come right back with second quarter action right after this. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.